Welcome to today's Explainer. We're doing something a bit different today. We're completely dismantling the outdated stereotypes around the personal assistant role. We are going to break this down into two distinct parts. First, what people get completely wrong about the job, and second, how top-tier executive support actually acts as a true strategic partner. Let's dive in, because your perception of this role is about to be turned upside down.
Let me ask you a really simple question, but one that actually reveals a massive misunderstanding in today's workplace. When you hear personal assistant, what actually pops into your head? Are you picturing, a chaotic scene with someone fetching coffee, frantically organizing a messy inbox, or just answering a million phone calls? Or are you picturing someone carefully plotting a high-level strategic move? If you're leaning toward the chaotic coffee runner image, you are definitely not alone. But you're missing the much larger, highly strategic picture.
Just take a look at the job boards right now. It's actually incredibly frustrating. You'll see this constant trend where companies expect to hire a fresh graduate to do basic clerical work, slap the PA title on the ad, and offer an entry-level salary of around RM 2,500. But in reality, a true personal assistant operates on a completely different planet. We are talking about a board-level confidant, a crucial decision-maker, a highly trusted executive partner. And this massive gap between expectation and reality leads us straight into our focus for Part 1.
Part 1. The Personal Assistant Myth. What people get wrong about being a professional personal assistant.
Okay, the single biggest myth out there is that being a PA is just an entry-level stepping stone. A job filled with menial tasks, calendar management, answering calls. It is far too often treated as a cheap filler position for junior staff. But when companies treat it this way, they fundamentally misunderstand the role's true scope and just how demanding it really is. And this misconception is actually incredibly damaging. By underestimating the role, organizations literally miss out on the immense leverage a true professional assistant can provide to their leadership team.
To really grasp the depth of this role, we're pulling incredible insights from a source who spent 25 years in the trenches as a top-tier PA. Think about that, a quarter of a century. This isn't just corporate theory cooked up in a weekend seminar. This is lived, high-stakes experience. Hearing directly from someone who has navigated the absolute upper echelons of business for decades completely shatters that clerical stereotype we are so used to seeing.
The reality is that seasoned professionals are actually out there representing leadership in highly volatile, high-stakes environments. They're serving business owners and major shareholders of public-listed groups and heavily supporting C-suite executives. But it goes way further than just support. These folks are frequently entrusted with making actual board-level decisions and exercising executive authority. In practice, a trusted PA might literally speak on behalf of a CEO to major shareholders to ensure the executive's vision is executed flawlessly. That is light years away from just taking lunch orders, right?
Part 2, the strategic partner. Let's completely redefine the professional personal assistant.
The most crucial takeaway from our source is this incredibly elevated definition of the role. A true personal assistant is a strategic extension of the executive's presence. They don't just support the boss, they literally multiply the leader's reach, their influence, and their operational capacity across the entire organization. Since an executive obviously can't be in two places at once, their strategic partner stands in for them, completely aligned with their goals, their voice, and their priorities. And the behind-the-scenes reality of a strategic partnership like this, it requires an unbelievable skill set. It demands immense emotional intelligence and this rare ability to anticipate needs before a single word is even spoken. They handle incredibly sensitive business and personal matters with absolute extreme discretion. They manage total chaotic complexity with calm clarity, and they act as an invaluable sounding board. Seriously, when a leader is facing a really tough call, it's often this confidant who helps talk through the blind spots before a final decision is made.
Section 3. Dedication beyond the clock.
True dedication in this field is a progression. It's a massive, escalating commitment to an employer's success. It starts at a baseline in Step 1, ensuring seamless daily operations and flawless correspondence. But it quickly scales up to Step 2, where these professionals are actively negotiating deals, managing stakeholders, and driving wider team success. Ultimately, it hits Step 3, which is an absolute lifestyle commitment. It requires a highly proactive mindset and literally 24/7 reliability to manage these incredibly demanding executive schedules across different time zones and inevitable crises.
It really all boils down to this single, powerful question asked by our source. Do I need someone to manage tasks or someone who can manage trust? That right there cuts to the heart of the matter. Look, checking off a to-do list is relatively easy.
Anyone can be trained to do that. But managing the profound trust of a top-tier executive, that is a rare, complex, and highly valuable discipline that takes years to cultivate.
Section 4. The anchor of integrity. Our source makes a really emphatic point here. Integrity isn't just a professional virtue, it's a leadership trait. And there is a massive difference between the two. A professional virtue is nice to have, right? It looks good on a resume. But a leadership trait is absolutely essential for organizational survival. In the fast-paced, high-stakes world of executive support, absolute integrity is exactly what defines long-term success, ensuring that every single choice is made strictly in the employer's best interest.
In reality, a high-level PA operates almost like a fortress. They are constantly guarding highly sensitive financial and operational data. Because they act as a neutral buffer, the stakes are just incredibly high. They have to constantly fend off the toxic snakes of office politics and internal favoritism. They make decisions strictly for the company's benefit, never for personal gain. If an assistant falters here, shows bias, or gets dragged into the mud of office gossip, they immediately destroy their credibility and the vital trust they've built.
Section 5. Rethinking the role.
For the young professionals tuning in who are aspiring to enter this field, know that the path is rigorous. You absolutely must actively seek out mentorship, shadow seasoned leaders, and truly learn the art of anticipation. This powerful position is not handed to you simply because you have good organizational skills. No way. It must be hard-earned through relentless discretion, unshakable integrity, and sharp strategic thinking over years of proven loyalty.
And for the executives and HR professionals out there crafting these job descriptions, you have a stark choice to make. You have to decide if you are looking for a cheap, temporary task runner to act as a filler, or if you are ready to make a genuine investment in an invested partner. We are talking about someone who will challenge your blind spots, fiercely protect your valuable time and reputation, and ultimately multiply your effectiveness as a leader. As you evaluate your own workplace support systems and how you operate on a daily basis, you have to take a hard look in the mirror. Ask yourself, are you hiring a clerk or a confidant?